I made a puzzle game based on Minecraft speedrunning, and here's why. I love game jams, events where several people make a small game based on a shared theme over a short amount of time. My favorite game jam every year without fail is the Confounding Calendar Puzzle Game Jam. There are a few things that make this jam unique. Every entry must be a puzzle that is fully contained in one screen, meaning that each entry is a small, self-contained puzzle. The jam takes place through November, and the games are released by the organizers once a day, every day of December, making the Confounding Calendar an advent calendar of puzzle games. One of the best parts of game jams is playing the other entries to see the creative ways other people used the same time and restrictions to make something awesome. The Confounding Calendar gives each entry its own time to shine as the focus of each day of the calendar, which always sparks a huge amount of conversation and time in the spotlight for each entry. Additionally, the Confounding Calendar's theme each year isn't a word or a phrase like most game jams, but instead a color palette that all entries must use as the sole source of color for their game's art. The result is that each year's calendar has a consistent visual theme, which distinguishes the games from year to year. Usually, these palettes have 8 to 10 colors. That's a bit limited, but this year, they took those limits to the next level. We only have access to 4 colors: white, black, orange, and blue. We can't create shades of the colors, blend them, or use any colors other than these 4. It was clear to me that this year's palette would limit what I could do, so I decided to lean into what was available and try to use these 4 colors as the starting point for my game idea. Here's my thought process. Let's say that each of these 4 colors represents an element. What elements might they be? Blue could be water, and orange could be lava. How would those elements interact? Well, water and lava mix together to create obsidian, a hard black rock. We can call black obsidian and the white empty air, and we have a pretty interesting set of elements and interactions between them. Now the question is, how will the player interact with these elements, and what will be their goal? I can think of a pretty well-known game where the player mixes water and lava to create obsidian, and in Minecraft, the player can then use that obsidian to build a portal to the Nether, an alternate dimension in the game. Speedrunners can even build this portal using nothing but a bucket and the water and lava on the ground. That sounds like a pretty interesting challenge for our 2D puzzle game. Our player is a side-scrolling character with a bucket that can pick up and put down both water and lava. Water and lava flow in a similar way to Minecraft, and the player must use their bucket to manipulate the liquids and mix them together to construct another portal. Obsidian Bucket is my entry for the Confounding Calendar 2025, and if you're watching this video on the day of its release, that means Obsidian Bucket is today's game for the 2025 Confounding Calendar. You can play the game in your browser on desktop or mobile, along with a ton of other awesome puzzle games releasing every day this month at confoundingcalendar.itch.io. If you'd like to see more game development videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.